Miss Adora Nobuo, Bol Pesquida Nungwe.
Tama dia singara papua sa ginera nadam relasi se otro press conference murka was in Friday ramam was amen mo small da girel masada president ma federal ministers murakwai o ni te la symbol mo tri mo bot sabri cartillo lumil mangitigay ka telbulu bela because septira servant sa moral apela aki lulu ay karokun na pela ada mga kitaweng. Amen.
Dole malungil tutao le gorga Mr. Sole sulang adora ang lu sodrung tel tel le gote mosus rai bedul marklai marubugul belau bilung berklai mar masil belau President Baules marugul senators Speaker Anastasio marugul delegates governors speakers electors madirigal Chief Justice ngirai galau marugul justices Marbekal other belan ngarang ayang al more hot charigi. Just to be clear, this other that's something hot charigi Helen Reef. Sel hotel Saud al hotel Royd al Balura. Border rigid. Diga da mal السؤال الطريق مال مدار تريال أوك غاري كريلا بلور بلال كده بلو أوكنا ترى ده مولدين كتير دي تدريق غارا راديو لورين سرية دلال توتاو نرتل البريس كونفرنس كده غامبسا مرتيان للتوتاو لو جالا فايس بريزيدنت سينيور تريق لو جالا مينستر أودوي مينستر متول مينستر جانجينز مع مينستر أيتارو مع تشيف أوف ستاف يصدروا غادي مو أبديت يلوك لأمرولث قدروا press conference earlier last week اللي قد أمرولث ما تونغا كده ملورا بلوت تونغا المو أتندرس البي آي إف مينستر ستيت أملا أولياق مدال مو كده أولياق وري المو يجير غورا أوكا ملمكلول so other say Mr. State will go into details and كده ترى يجير سيرا the split from PIF يقدروا أسين تيال ملامو ديغ مورين سي ملامو ديغ ملام تروت سيل داسين trust رادرون دي congratulate Tonga because at this PIF and Minister Aitaro, I think in 17 out of the 18 countries' leaders were in Tonga. Magumra lo ase. Oh, yeah, sometimes there are differences again, and now I think the PIF is back together again and stronger than before. Dirigal tara sra toda tara de dile ase. Ingana ma Guam, American Samoa, ma siena digal adal tial PIF. So we rise said rising ase. Guam, American Samoa, lang oriak kalmo associate members ara PIF. They are about full membership because of their status, but tanamo associate members. But participate they got all meaning except there's a retreat was a minister. Mang gadamal, you know, we congratulate them and look forward to bringing the Pacific family together and making it stronger. Dirigal tara وخبلوس هذا الابديت ترسل هذا برا بيفرين الجيل التواسل unlocking blue Pacific prosperity كذا أول مرة UN last year September الاناونس لو بنجيلا تونغال لو نجيت تانيسو رجال ترجال سأليت الجيل لا سيد البلان basically it's 100% management رجال ocean سريد minimum of 30% protected, and building up food systems and a fit purpose financing. So, كده ملوس at last year's PIF for Cook Islands, ملوس الوضع سل الدليل PIF أو endorser تجد الplan, and this goes in line with our 2050 strategy. So, sel endorsement tertira dingirun mora a cup. Esera dangara cup, And of course, Bezos Foundation came forward with $100 million. GF came forward with 125 million. And Al-Dabora PIF, we had a side event. المساعدة الUBP, the Great Barrier Reef Foundation, $15 million Australian المورتيال project. So we continue to work with our partners around the world and showing them the importance of really optimizing these resources to use for the people, but more importantly, to sustain them for generations to come. And that's really the plan. It's the largest protected area in the world when it's is what we're achieving here. It's monumental and goes in line with our thoughts. Palau alone cannot do much, but the Pacific together can do so much more. And our 80% is smaller than FSM's 30% and smaller than RMI's 30%. I mean, that's just the scale of this initiative. So, moral mulmul gadol mu urbelaw emla expanding in mora whole Pacific, and it continues to grow. Dirigal nania telad ngarsem dirigal no modul about of course our continued request to the forum and to our brothers. I say deep sea mining, let's have a precautionary pause or a moratorium. But we continue to lead in this area, protection of our oceans. On our way back, del Stobra Blue Rakwam Masaibal. I did have an opportunity to meet with Governor Rakwam Rauka Ipau Beach in Labor Day celebrations at Tiruka, our employees at Tir Magada. They congratulate Tir, and you know they're an important partner and now even stronger partner. Not only are we a part of Micronesia, together in the Pacific, and we need their voice. Dirigal lania tele del uk meter trigel dadra kwama saibal. Saibala da bestrir sel ududil ukirela sel besel el baertir Palau Cultural Center lorurina saibal. So that dirigal ministry adra kwamel ngarigel udo del leather appropriate tel numregal budget el moraigel kaldel bal ngarakwam mang tamal you know tangarse di important adolisi irsel klibel argid ma klabel argid eta kasisi you know tilo campesa se como blol me visitor belao la yagid rudo da ya mlara PGST lego. I think we need to remind people who say these projects or things that we do to help each other, we all share in the responsibility. And I think when it comes to taxes and tax reform, continues to be a topic wherever we go. But I think what happens is people begin to understand that I say, at the end of the day, the system is transparent. You know what you're paying, and then this is what you expect the government to do for you. Mang akti-share segi de oisa segi no these funds el kadamlongal tangat el Maracan Pact help us a long way, but there's still a lot of needs that the government to get. For example, pension plan. There's a $3 million a year that goes into pension plan. There's 1.8 million that goes to SS. There's subsidies and more utilities. 1.6 million goes into that 10 cents subsidy. And I heard was saying PUC announced was suddenly well, they should have done a better estimate and let everybody know, and especially the OEK know ahead of time. I mean, that was an estimate. So you're burning through the money. You should know, it's going to run out. Ask for a supplemental. But that was unfortunately not given. So hopefully the OEK can do something. I don't know. They have a supplemental budget. They have so many budgets in front of them. They just need to do something. They need to pass a law. So hopefully that's something that they can work on. But kita that's why we have all these social programs to help people. But through the reformed tax system, we're getting the help to the people that need it most. And one of the biggest challenges it's been with us. Special pension. And one of the, I think the biggest challenges at tia burden al kita na pasingin moran ngaligit. Mnamo malaser igal ulo ospera all the time. So one of the things that we've been working on during the compact negotiations, I say, you need to help us build a financial resilience. And those other financial resilience, the debt that we've incurred. So debt comes in many forms. Debt loans from ADB, debt airport blada sisibar alsel mugduk plamo masangal harari, debt sewer ma water. There's a lot of debt. And what we want to do is try to bring those levels down so that Arangaligeth have money to take care of their needs when they're running their government and not keep on passing it on. So the man understand there's a yedamong elal tutao officially State Department Rablu Ramregel official press statement, and I'll give you a copy. Tiang amlara Deputy Secretary Kurt Campbell lo ay sira meeting ramam ara August 28 ra sideline ara PIF ra Tonga el mutes misi sel sisi el del will ra drole la blur bela ma blur amregel el waseng nal mutel it's never been stronger sel terminal spending both sides of course amitsada hagagrows issue tara mle swader sea asem grado lisi ra geizai do lisi investment ram legel mara blur bela diregal min sadra se magra complete sel el ngiang eso el more veterans mo sil kerbela they're taken care of diregal min sadra uk tial tora defense ma security ra blur bela Agimle acknowledge el kamal terung lo se tial el compact act of 2024 amal smisi tial del willer adrong legal gidma blur amregel au tisel el bzc el clause alergid un partnership ergid ngogi usegi da US State Department loro magila US Congress intend so atuase amom sabe lao a lui el million etial nieso amol don se agablemente revelao a terminal spring se invest in the people of Palau uno se other belao el mlisi aigel tiro moral el program el guerrilla reform al selablo من ادريغل المغولو se مotmagal smisi aurerad el complete regel el wase magrabodo matmokritial toy ayeli mlani leadership conference magula isra adol biragulula lo se amal moktegarida angusel 20 million el me osperingi el smisi pension plan ergid legida amdanga se bekarrak gadol tobdra 3 million and more fund their pension because they don't have enough money, they don't have enough earnings to keep that fund sustainable. So with their 27 million, this brings it almost up to $50 million. Cell trust fund their provides a cell security every month. We cannot afford to do nothing. We need to do something. And this is part of our efforts to do something. But it doesn't stop us because we have reforms that we need to do for SS. We have reforms that we need to do for pension. and we need to continue those reforms. But agumral was they provide themselves stability, rotir mo maklor and rear. I think a pension is in a good place. Of course, budget dirigal mlani sell 3 million or 12 the mora pension. So el albani tell 20 million. We don't need to give the 3 million. Ideally, we should be putting that into a resilience fund. I say to save it in case for a rainy day. Separate one for us. We never know what we need. But dirigal nga ria albangalet. Tara marklo albangalet real al time sell medical referral facility gidel nga at Hawaii. Malamamut requires a lot of money to repair. Gidam dengan se ungiringi luguru la sellabor other belau. It's free. Survival rate ayang malungil. So tiam kata tal daw sa dengan se namogira del marara bla el clo se lo kamoday tokalad, and it's an investment. Just to give you an idea, sell property gidar Hawaii was 490,000 oral. Ela sungko doctor kadunga se dunga 1 million. Makola idea kakulingi tra adro albilo se ruera bom koso der tira ludo. Mem allogator se gidar ludo del mora. Basically an investment. Marara spend 3 million. Maybe se dos pegel additional ludo because we see a vessel building el accommodate tra tokalada 3 to 4 million aral. Let's get that. And really have a place. Every patient el soal mora Hawaii el mora ugurul el selmo. And that saves the tialuk HEF model top do mora a referral mora wataiwang mahuriping. So one of the things el domrani campesa se queda gira del morrens momes momsu momrul umra se kidre el altama yigida dorul lo mesayel angal sa I think our policy has always been we're problem solvers. Gadorens momes siglo se magrata solve mang manang sula alablul give us the time. We're trying to find solutions step by step, but we're getting there. So the announcer say de mal timbrang asulam no se melchon gidre el alsil se bai ngwa ula lum stare be klad mo miguel tira se lo kois for akblaves so Tonga, one of the issues was the Pacific Police Initiative. Semlamo forum amne endorsing. He said that's basically about we work together as Pacific Island countries to strengthen security within the Pacific. So it's training facilities, it's centers, the problems instead of sending outside forces in, give the Pacific Island brothers and sisters at Makal help each other. Gidam bangla 1980s so we feel for our friends in New Caledonia, and we want to find a peaceful resolution to all their problems, and because there's nothing more important. If you want prosperity, you gotta have peace. Close to protect the borders. By the hotel by Minister Udoy, we will cover a subsidy agreement. What's our progress on that? And you'll highlight rin. Gida taramle so other cell meeting gidra Tonga Deputy Secretary Kurt Campbell olingitra se may conclude the FPSA by the end of this year. Legidam the second pact first one ends September 30th. So instead of having YFSM RMI never finished it in time, letigim last year. So they had the Congress pass an extension. Let's have everybody sign and let's finish this at the margins of the UNGA. dim nakada plan mo UNGA mlagirel mo Vice President estilang mo mamadadura 27th ra UNGA hindi kita will go to meet President Biden on the 23rd and 24th and we'll go return uksel nga ledra UNGA bolong ari nga Vice President. So also as a Minister Finance, Gel Secretary Campbell will sign the agreement. Of course, sel tetelala as President singira mga sel witness. So Biden and I will witness sa the signing. We also hope to, while we're there, also sign a sel agreement, Peace Corps MOU, Peace Corps agreement. Yeah, blue velo. So, akti kura give you an update tergira like pasa teala Minister Udoymul kura di update tergira FPSA ma dirigal volmerga Minister matul update tergira ayan maran mel tublol event muklol event morning. Sula.
Thank you, Mr. President, and good morning, Vice President and fellow ministers, Chief of Staff. Thank you, Tumbes, for being here and allowing us to share with you some of the more recent events that are happening and some that are coming up. Just for clarification, FPSA, which is how we refer to this agreement, is actually several agreements under the Federal Programs and Services Agreements from the Compact of Free Association. So while maybe some people believe that we have completed negotiations, we actually only completed the first part of the negotiations, which were the financial package. And those were endorsed, approved by the U.S. Congress in March this year. Following that event, we began the final negotiations on the Federal Programs and Services Agreement. So I was able to brief Congress yesterday, our leadership yesterday, about this achievement, the upcoming signing that the President just mentioned that we will be doing in New York. So I'd like to share some of the notes that I made yesterday. So first, I wanted to recognize that this was a team effort. This would have been more difficult if we did not have OEK guidance and participation, as well as many of the departments and other agencies and people in Palau who gave us guidance and helped in making this negotiation successful. The advisory group in particular was very helpful in providing support. This includes people who have been doing this for the past few years, including Dr. Tile, Dr. Yano. Of course, we do have Ambassador Kyota, who was instrumental in helping us to get the arrangements and the background, the opening doors for us to meet the right people. So there were many other people who were helping us with this effort, including during the first negotiation when we had Ambassador Yoon visiting. Ambassador Yoon did not continue the negotiation after the financial package. He stepped aside, and we continued to negotiate with Ambassador Stewart, who was with the original negotiating team on the U.S. side. So just for background, the timing of the negotiations started before October 1st, when we were expecting that the U.S. Congress would act on the financial package for the compact that we had negotiated. It actually took until March when they were able to approve the financial package and officially launch the compact financial assistance to Palau, economic assistance. And we were working since that time on making sure that we received the money. And as of this month, we have received all of the funding for anything that was owed to us under the 2010 Compact Review Agreement and under this agreement, because this agreement for the financial package starts 1 year earlier. So we have completed the drawdown of all funds that were owed to us as of this month. And we started negotiations in April by sharing what the U.S. had provided to us, talking to all the departments on our side and coming up with positions to take. when it comes to discussing these things with the United States. We concluded the discussions with the United States as of last week. And as you know, federal programs and services, this is certain federal programs and agencies. This is not the whole U.S. government. So we concluded the negotiations on the agreements that were in the original compact that we are just renewing, basically. And this completes the 30th compact review process for Palau and the United States. So the FPSA is a subsidiary agreement, and you'll often hear that term when we talk about the compact. These are the additional agreements that were signed with the Compact of Free Association back in 1986. It covers several programs and services, and this renewal will cover the next 20 years. The departments that we were working with on the U.S. side were the Postal Service Agreement, the Civil Aviation Agreement, the Weather Service Agreement, FDIC Agreement, and other related agreements that enable federal programs and services to be provided in Palau. There are other federal programs and services that are being provided outside of these agreements. Some of these are included with the law that approve the financial package. And these include things like the food stamp program under the USDA. It includes the Veterans Program Assistance that we are expecting will be concluded very soon. We're currently working on that agreement on the side of the work that we're doing in the negotiations. There is other assistance that was provided indirectly. We had very strongly put forward a case to get more assistance for financial aid for our students to study, so that we do not have to send our students to Cuba to learn more than just medicine, but also a communist way of doing things. U.S. was very sympathetic to that statement, and they did, instead of giving us money, they lowered the cost of education in the United States by telling U.S. institutions that if they receive federal assistance, that they can offer FAS citizens in-state tuition. And that has been a very positive result of the negotiations. Those people who are putting their kids into school for this upcoming school year have been very happy with the schools recognizing that benefit that we made available to them. There are other assistance that are also not involved in the compact or the legislation that we are already starting to receive. The first one the President already mentioned, we'll be signing in New York, Peace Corps agreement. We have been receiving assistance from the TDA, the Agency of the United States, when it comes to pre-feasibility study for the hospital, which is another commitment U.S. is supporting for us. We do have the Development Bank of the United States. We refer to it as the Development Finance Corporation, that has also been active in seeing how they can provide more assistance to the Republic. We do have a lot of assistance from other U.S. departments in cybersecurity and national security. We're talking about the FBI, the military intelligence offices, and its advice, as well as actual assistance. For instance, when we had that recent cyber attack on the immigration system, they were able to come in and help us deal with that challenge. We also have military assistants that are coming in and helping us with some of the developments of our security systems here, including the airports and the ports. These are all part of assistance from the United States that are coming to Palau on the outskirts of the negotiation. So that is the briefing that I provided to Congress yesterday, to the leadership. I think it was very well received, and the actual agreement that we have discussed with the United States, we expect to receive this week, and I'll be discussing it with the advisory group in person in detail. But we expect that this is the best the U.S. can do for us. So we're very happy to conclude the negotiation, but it doesn't end there. every year we have annual consultations with the United States, and we can always bring up anything that we would like to ask them. We do have an embassy in Washington, and the government is planning on having an office for the compact affairs. And this is another opportunity for us to have discussions with the United States, as well as the discussions that have always been happening between Department of Education of the United States and the Ministry of Education in Palau, Department of Health and Human Services in the United States with the Ministry of Health and Human Services here in Palau, Department of Interior with ourselves, as well as Department of State. So, this is the end of the negotiation for the compact review, but it's not the end of discussions with the United States for other programs that we may be eligible for, or a new program, or if they change their program, we make sure that we continue to have eligibility for those programs and services. So thank you.
Mr. Minister, I get role dulail yes before logia federal programs. Adimal mo. Dimla ka mong songs. Sila betul summary. Ngari atele del mutur ma bebil. Gida umrar sel toa se umral gel moya separate le aklo bisir gidel el focus tra compacta. Tetiang bebira tamen monia besel la arablu rambrigel igdamu bata. Mingirela aigal la arablu rambrigel aigal sel do sada federal programs and services imurtoira la arablu rambrigel amle create tri mesel sum dega dangar sel active lobbying monia besel program dega tatura al sel because we're not there. Important we maintain ourselves present sergidel in clote aldeek وقت الليل واسي تل 20 مليون من دوسادري ادغل المناصر تل compact تل 890 million. This is a plus. دي واسل دوسادري تور hospital قد مسادا plus دا دوسادا minus اختي so just to help understand سولا independence ما
Manung ito president ma Adra Miguel Rogoy. Me
Elias
yes. Ako mo le kambes al makora Ore nga sulit trigger rogul volunteers to kuni partner gid ra Koro State tel trigger nombre kal Omar Marathon. Koro State tamle close partner gid. Imna niya man le close participation trigger adra rogul nera gid le el al nombre kal Sunday. So dal regalo nga sulir adrablu vice president tawoni police maldim la imol incident ma accident arada malne soro even though tamlem ututar eruklong ulmul elmo sayid elmo mereka rogui aktiswa kal share kambes lemdani atalgib alwidra news sera al omal last year a total participants amne 408 la al arak emle jump no 508 alat imnaria adart ma ogde 130 ngal graskura horror ma heris nei indi trigal parents tira dimla kim capture tira tira dimnel joiner tel omrael mun netel gib klo ogur trigal nerat kulara resel tutaw lumesel dimlem sega darair erngul all the way mun ratap side especially sel 5k mun sodam hallo ringa sulir trigal le sponsors ergit Togonia Taiwan government mal global sponsor git ma Shinkong Peace Wind ma akso kan mo mention president legal local companies el derek mal tamal neklo ol nga seur git Koro State Palau Athletics Palau Visitors Authority Peace Winds Red Cross again local companies ngani IR Surang Lensans Bank of Guam Palau Community College WCTC Rock Island Cafe Sun Hills RT Management Malaysia Palau National Olympic Committee, Bem Army Burgers and Fries, Taj, Crofe, Yokohama, Civic Action Team 35601, Taiwan Technical Farm. Material batokol adra Fiji, mar adra Huliping, mar adra Hul mlen nga seorgid, mal dimle volunteers. Ma police especially, mal ma rangers ragidale Koro State. Yeah, we feel it was a really successful event. Orang mo next year and so they'll announce president mo tanatibir mo June 1st president stira next year amor sel next Omal Marathon. So I'll explain mo mlaniya telgibel alasti ng hotel mle mringel tial tracker gid le tirgari rur tul moray mli agel nga sa alam na tilo da aisel wasing mal mle mringel mar ada koram lo wal koram lo mring rarang ri ramer murtre ladra hindi ko dobre nga sule la Australia el two things are rule temel skit sel chip timer machine edregal mle haira adra ocean yal mle e marker sel up esel track el mal dir murtre al sel orior مسيرة بول مريق عرور تتلقيب مال دي تبلون قرا ملو قرا مسال سن مرتب سيد المرباب من موت الغرادي المي سو قوك نيوسل دي لور اذر مرتب من تلقيب من قرا اسا بيوت ديال تراغر جدا مونغيل ما جدا اللي الترجل شغل انونس مو ترجل غرا قال غروس البلول ملي استراليا بنغلاديش كندا China UK Greece Japan, Kenya, Mexico, New Zealand, Philippines, ma USA. Itirgel terum lokat sragel full marathon adra Kenya. Ya kung du arbulis engel lokat selbuig arirur trak medal 6 miles an hour. Emlombrek ra 2 hours and 43 minutes. Ya gimogen ngi kama ambassador Lee algol 13 miles an hour. Ding silborang asa al tibul mosoro din kalgon dia kabol soro la ya gida le mang swadal mel guk di amateur tiger rogul lo participate el Iraq ya ora goal gida trigal youth le join our 5k hopefully next year guk il mas el moraten el mol mora half ya hopefully in edel build the capacity ra adra blur mo to kar murte tel marathon sel upcoming event gida lang guk September 15 se 80th anniversary of Battle of Peleliu. Ikadiri kalawin nga sule la Balura Mrigel, Mablura Shabal, el partner gid el Momru ra ceremony sel sils. Idiri sel September 15th, aklol partner tial el celebration amo opener sel BS el museum ra Balilio. Yang arnya man ngarbabal soldar ang bar del May, el mel Seoul make sure that say actually participation ada Shabal mar ada Mrigel a soldar Mrigel am le help pergi el release el youth center el mo part ra museum yang ania special expert ra Shabal el guk plomes age rogol pieces ra Shabal el mergong emar gemlu se merur se gidal exhibit el boda opening se gidal sils ra September 15th mal so del invite tar batogol adel el mo joiner gidra blilior se gidal sils detail ra ert ma omra la di bom announce soon ndra gider gamrul gel gora final detail ringi tigad mal mga ra batokol adal me joiner gidra blilior ay gidale sel duk Sunday ra 29th en morning a sel boat race a morning ra yung aladid mga aldado lo mangela Palau Boat Racers Association المرور سيجيد الدريق الغانية الدول وبنتير تريق لما جيغري الغالق اللي ينغري جيل سيلين سوري المرور جيغري الريسر تيرا بريسيدنت اسل توتاو مغدغور اوميسا سكيل سيت سرنغال غلقوك تيولا بايول تلو ريس متير غوك بغرور تاير ترتير مورا سيل افترنون الدريق الغانية سايكلينج المورينير سيجيد التوتاو ساندي لمورا مؤتوتاو مملو أدنير انغرا اتيو كلوك اسي امور دريق الامولا دي درايراي امرا الممليوة كرابابل داو بيميرو الموت المملو أدنير yung ladi dray asil belau conference ako more seguido el Monday ra 30th ese di one day event el morira bayra amayong el morira kagros el gora booth ra Ministry of Education Health ma MHRCTD el theme tira health matel gora theme ra may fra galedang aralet el morira kagros el booth mala ar youth mo parte seguido el gora al dedu masada to gora health ma to gora gal Emonia demonstrations ak mga rakora ungil healthy kal dongang. Es el Independence Day ako morir seguid el first el dimora capital. Mangani al dadu lo mangel aklol committee del ang magel detail niya boda announce boto kar adra ikrel belao men mo joiner gid. Hindi daitang sel OBF o hotel belao say mo kora main event sel sils lo mura possibility to 2 o'clock e obal mora ka besingil ngel tasil se monia fireworks. Kata malawri nga sulit trigel volunteers regel local water stations. Mnari nga kakaro sa klali del mail nga sew mar adal dimle til volunteer at emir. Makadamral tiamral mle community effort el omale president. Everybody came. Arangal kamdan nga ru marmidar ngal gir. Utu tau hal kadobri nga sulela adios president ndim la katal ul web rasual braklobse el momre ka event bayan ngudung hal mle koram ke kalgolt se sayolt. Makadamral mle ngol tangat leng forecast am le girel ul segi del 3 am ndim la katal bol ul. Makadamral dimor segi de obri nga suler adrogui sulang.
Sulang. Hala di class tigwa tibertam sa Minister Education emro bu mogera gere campus.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just real briefly, we're in the midst of a major upgrade of our school facilities, and so far, what we have been working on, focusing on, is bringing up to speed the electrical systems, roofing, windows being more energy efficient, and air conditioning. As of right now, we have completed the elementary schools of Ngortmau, Ngorlong, Ngarard, and in the midst of completion of Ibalik. Our goal is to complete every classroom of every school to be an air-conditioned one, so the students can study in comfort. So in the future, we're planning on turning toward Peleliu, Angar, and Ngarmningui to finish phase 2. Right now, one of the things we're not able to see very much because it's kind of hidden by our brand new cafeteria at Munes is the new Munes Gymnasium, which is being constructed. And we anticipate that being completed hopefully before the end of the semester. We'll see on that. But the other thing which I think is really important for us to be aware of is that we're undergoing a major curriculum review at our high school. High school we're revising and adapting our curriculum to meet different students' needs, to enable them to have different pathways to success in the schools. And in doing so, instead of offering only one section of, let's say, a subject per grade level, we're diversifying. And so we're offering two or three different subjects per class that the students may choose. And finally will be when they reach the 11th grade and go into their academies, we're working to make those academies more relevant to the outside world. So when they graduate from high school, we hope they can then enter the job market or go on to college, depending on which academy they have chose. Okay, so that's what we've been doing over this past few weeks. So thank you.
Well, to the Q&A.
Yes.
Oh,
Yabong.
to Vice President, Tiragal Local Ministers, mga Chief of Staff lang dyan. President takmagot ang utya kita kaya ng Moscow. Legadir kamlara triple me tiasel to badara almora tripping buto ka concerns ma questions ma nge loger ngi makon Moscow mo. So sel overall let's say triple mara kwa masay pa me. Agira was ang president ang lol mok campaign ng tiang official government functions mga mlora trip mang akon Moscow makamonger ni.
President Biden, Air Force One, when you're president, you never stop being president, but you still have to campaign. So I guess you can say, Jose, you do both.
Okay. Kita follow up lagi nga. Hindi ko sa kumpulan mang sendia kan diktimal. Met mga
Okay.
Material lobang game tangara government TA sa tangara private financing ang artial trip ang sige dia question.
Most are private financing, unless then they may be on government TAs. So it just depends. Security, for example, is on government TA and security. So, yeah.
Okay. Kamusta lang presidente sel mamlep to ka ay sel to tonggal me. Katangar bela le kita may relationship kita mga Taiwan. Mal waram net klo RDL sa igid issue. Aigel news el tuwa don me kada muy makugar aiga anda ko sangari apesal update dia dito asay Cell Section 66 Cell Communique el recognize sa Taiwan since 1990 lo sa Tirga Development Partner al ngil beti Cell Final Communique dim lakal reflector say mela kari le korga wasay President Seng katokora el agid matu valu martial ngara ko ramde statement tergit girel say seng lakora motomalia katokora dir gulbut adorong la PIF mela seng lakora mau ulang ko kora mo ituta al dalet PIF.
So halak mo talong sa Minister of State ng gamla yung discussion. Sel sumga ka todo mo raigal baby na meeting while we're there. Yeah, Minister of State ong aral mo. Ngayon wala pa first hand information mo sa te almong ora mos money.
Al masaul kambes. Al masaul ya malumit question del other de hoger. Umbral mla say. Di seluruhnya president tanggal chairman ra PIF al Prime Minister Tonga mal mlawil arguling 17 dimletal kiriba sa dim kami president atir. He wants to keep the peace. Tomlado mlumil ngawdur ay both sides. Mas medo kangay muptay ka statement sa kami. So it was done by consultation of three sa partners sa Taiwan na dimlaka kora really concerned, but we have to explain to them as we also have to keep the peace. Solomon sa mlewingil retract sa statement at tir, arimaya sa ulum tergidil, tiregal ko ngayon mas magpoto sa ato ng iruriw. Segida mle result ra aduleng. Selway segiding to was it tigal troika. Gel lomregal chairman, current chairman, magel amado okla adu eba nga issue na maduri ang titirgeme adu and then they came up with that kind of compromise and resolution mo and a peaceful resolution girel mong seguida sa position tilob do ra chairman ra PIF diya ko sula
President hindi ka quickly ra PIF ka mlani on tilbela lo asya wado hostra 2026 PIF semlo angral long tilbela
Maluil question. Halad askar Minister of State will update tergider sel.
ya kambes kagilo ka pa mera lo mga mama oh dia kembral ngari currently there's being discussions girel le next sa Solomon Islands kung kadi ka nga adura to le kid mar bebira blue dire ka sorry o hindi ka will finalize at toro uy mo sel will final la president mo announce ri masin taang malum ko ma'am sula
Saule Minister Aitaro.
Ngari amo na namal important tul dul besel ay sini. Ngari group ya do mo sing Taiwan Asian Chamber of Commerce, Taiwan US Chamber of Commerce, Taiwan iga patugal al dalala at Taiwanese chambers and ngari clear ablura Taiwan low show by. In fact, they say they're in 50 different countries. Tiram they decided because of last visit to the inauguration of President Lai, one of the things in the southern in Mortera say, Kamia Memocom invest as a bilateral partner help together Warael we want to also see private sector investment. So the Manasula Minister Lin Giapes, el Foreign Minister, Matiagi del group para our Chamber of Commerce and Mler Belong. So I want to present the Chamber of Commerce of Malaysia, another one I present the Chamber of Commerce of Vietnam, Taiwanese Chamber of Commerce. So they're already overseas investors, and they have their Taiwanese World Chamber of Commerce. And they present Tiramle with a group of, there's maybe 40 of them all together. Tigamler Bela and Memes investment opportunities, aquaculture, hotel, tourism, in all those fields. So first of all, the Taiwan. There's a initiative will continue. Dangara focus on umru rail and shares. Namora other investments. So Omestrir, welcome them. We had the opening of the investment conference in Matamler governors, Margarosel business. They're here again. Tamra Alba Barela and. But we hopefully somebody will see the opportunities here and maybe new investment. I think in the past few years we've seen new hotels being opened or being built, and we want to see more, but more on the high end. That was one of the things. I had a bilateral meeting with them yesterday kasi we're so proud of Indigo is being built. Four Seasons has begun construction diri Kalmaral. Kada proud West Libu Street imle open. And Ngari Marriott that's being built around Kapsang. So, but that's what we want to see. We want to see better investment at Talbalul, higher quality. Diktura sa kadaman mo malaswa sa balwa de Aitaro tergi bala daban sa gel baby rablu. Blabo dolting lagi. Agim lara gel bulu. We have much better facilities, let's say, than our Pacific neighbors. So we're proud of that, and we continue to elevate them. So, sulangan, yeah.
So, Mr. President, tira kita kong mo next tel gari galing at Taiwan Embassy di luas ko mo ger minister ngira hindi bela ka utam las mo di mo so mong ngani sa selang o sige.
Mungi ka may mga meeting. I only met with them for 1 hour yesterday, so please mo.
Yeah. Kamsulang ay gel nani siya sing al Belshera ministry a minister in May.
Oh, good.
Vice President ang ako Mr. Sel ako tiyo Mr. Tial tele la budget el mar MOJ tuming agora mura ngumra ba budget leng lani funding el mora baby la position sa MOJ mang blol ngarngi sel dul sa der ngira ngaramong le ni mo testify ra a olvida kulula lo asay direk malgora wal the floor space per prisoner amla hindi ko measure sa statistical yearbook kadam la merio hindi sa 2023 mda ko ng hasay ka adir ka mulaka adir ko spare say gid le ako mesra bache takpa ditra lo so si adir mo ni aurior ay gid le substation ko expert la police ang hindi ko mese mulaka kadam la daw na 75 mera 62 na mo dal sa ay mira ko kadi sa ko ding siya mera aurior la police nila
Okay.
as per budget.
Okay. Maral Waisel la increase sa budget bla police esel mle halabak para police era cook para prisoners sel hire our police the Mr. Kasole dia adal apply yeah sen october dia se edel attractor adal apply to become police officers mang dirikal milsa ngalsang si le Rigel mar dirikal kukti lori ro baby mang meron dul wase ngamon nga budget sabi edal is and this segi dia tara challenge the facing dia gal enough for other apply ida malmo melorio rosele ebasyor gidel ngara esar oi mang lol sis berar adra either sel melgayok substation mesel ngat mal al time hindi in operation hindi enough kita le police forces sa edal ngariya at ngar sige station 24/7
The ambassador syndical salwila is was other ngara jail am la question 62. Yeah, because we don't want people to go to jail. Diga da dere al mena saying gather CC or tautral lam baby I think that's a good sign. The population kita amali gare men dekal sadar to la gida al simana. We need them to be out and productive. You know, another statistic that I was at tiamle adra held a miruing survey. Tiamle survey I find out was a number of accidents. The more emergency room have also declined by about 10% over the last few years, which is a good thing. Gida, you know, see the part that presence is deterrent.
I see.
When the police are more visible out there, and hopefully reduce accident, kita mo karigit kung tikda dolim do magalle do la yada maro so sula.
Si akal mo edal so say mal masala presenta mala mentionari. Mr. Kosolay manggiradal ko tolo maklat karang alged. Luaso ko mal mo kargikla. Le tabatok tirgel mo di kal si il so is para baluram rigel. Mang awa drinking under the influence di UIL ubang an mangka celebor nga re order kaw. Yung mal maring rigida malu even ma may umisra nga kalitam lesur ba time in jail lahara finer tir still hindi kalsi ilma blam rigel mang setara issue sa ila mga doon ngir tiale sel GM o ding the kauklat ka doon ngalget alwasi sel telem el moray krel belaw el morior kamara school ngogiw tial kampaktra association kampaktra gidra lobangam rigel en se edel ke oriora balura mrigel ngara school matamal segi di alte elem el marael al suko mangani ari order kauma salmo gorgik to mam sala president le mention ay gidi wal statistics e bodo kauklat kul wasi bodo gorgik la
And then something that we need to let people know, I say, even though you've been pardoned, mandiri kal dekal semen.
yeah it's hard
It doesn't make a difference.
okay yes,
Both processes will still need a visa application. You get them lose a recommendation. Maroko.
Yeah,
Just
I see.
without the help para them understand them.
Mahu ay sulwa sa obisa vice president amru sa gidro ng sura malabisa e malo with el process a letters of recommendation e mal mring la aral $585 non-refundable fee at the send del mora sa border protection ra mrigel sel Homeland Security. Ginadal submit application ng makwa metiram uti sa ito kung lasen sa edar mosoy sa bandiang. And it takes them 120 days that they're given 120 days to respond back. Non-refundable sa gidyal 585 mansugum ta deny ra sel application or ka for a visa mosoy para mrigel and you don't get the money back. Among all the more reason mang malgira dan mo karikikla. Mandi klina ada kligi da record tergi mang sabe edal moso is para bloram rigel.
Kumtulang vice active follow up kora interesting points yung dula say ngarngia opening and thing kora dia karang lagi apply mang akora namo dia ka romesra pulis luasing kora mal noble professional ubong kora ngani ang ulul.
Ako abla at uning no sel tang lasiin mo takadil buli sa I'm sure yung lado nga Minister Jenkins hindi rin mal ng song sir since mang agira dalo langas aududin mo make it more effective. Le Mr. Kasolay tiramal maring laurerir waigel sel me den walwa sem dura buli sumalme sel dabong ngariya el tela o ngariya klakawad ngariya ngaroel mang ngalbuli sam asoy sabi into a very dangerous situation. Al suko maudaw da di tiakal borbab makadi sukor osisilu daw dal sabi emel ngura tarawrior el guk tiakal ball in ball ba way kidiel where you put your life on the line ing pay mal na dire kam lang mas tial minimum wage tergid mang dire kal angariya te alal bay kuk poraway kidel urior mang Klabel ko la do sigiran mo pulis and dire kal mongila do dir akora incentives for them but also dire kal pol sabi edal mistrira attractive package or benefits among malmsala president that they was recently dire kam designer sela mo sabi malahas are those paya dire kal ngara arf o pulis sa ilmala hazardous pay man night differential di segi dia taramal challenge to be able to offer them a ungil pay. Din direkal giriadal expectable was with the increase in pay. Direkal police who have gone through training. Direkal si edal expectable was yali police academy would be one of the requirements.
Giradal ma diktalit yang direkal giradal mamdulo se we appreciate their work. Umralo se bebira time our police malubang public safety aklo complaint and mori hospital aklo complaint and mori sense aklo complaint and legorgao and maybe the compensation is not so good so they're not so attractive as careers. So I think كده لا درابلو أدري أرجع المو أنا سل nuk otisel appreciation gedra urera ulak shera igal statistics ko se mla merio radal ngara jere mla merio accident they're doing their work. Yes, it's not perfect and it's never going to be perfect, but let's, when there's credit due and there's something good they've done, let's appreciate them. I mean, how many times abla buli samla mora hearing or olbi ragalulo. Let's just be, is that how you motivate officers to want to be in this profession? Akti, the help para a discussion, because let's find solutions. Let's try to help these people be better at their jobs. Raise their salaries. Let's do. What makes them proud of their work and motivated to go to work every day? That's part of what we need to be able to do. So.
Mangmal akmal musara minister matol man recognize ra police ra. They were planning for Intertel Oman, and we know it was with the increase in budget and dirakan mo kabere tirling ay galbat tolongil club sen manalmay air police agiri ngarse to provide their safety and security way galo president presence is deterrence some destri ngara gagid maklol londi barabway gagid celebrations coming up in tirgay agid ang kotel ngara li kotolureri sa aklangar other below providers agidil safety agidil events coming up.
So namodagal arbuli sagiril mukham tawra se da askirti loreo and they're going to get compensated. Goramlo issue before I said they didn't get paid their overtime mana elam namodagal way say, and that's part of building morale, helping them understand. So we value their service. We want them. They sacrifice to be away from their families, work late at night.
So, President, ako strong ako Minister Finance. So I just read that report, digital residency. The number shows that more about. Din so kalmo ancillary services. So I can come online or any of those, for example, like the physical address, email box or something. Can you explain those? And how soon can we get those going? Leng suakal ko rang because to get more residents, needs to be in play for them to consider.
Yes, there are several benefits that our digital residents receive. One of them is a longer stay in Palau, immigration privileges that we were able to provide to them, because we realized a lot of these people were visiting Palau. They like Palau so much they actually come here, and we welcome them, and we see that other opportunities for these type of visitors in maybe digital nomads doing YouTube videos. So we wanted to quickly put that out, and that's the trick, is what can we do quickly? And we've been working on these services that we think we can work on quickly. One of them you mentioned is the physical mailing address. That is a program that we expect will help people, our residents from other countries that want to order things but are unable to because of their country of origin. So they can use Palau as a transshipment point. And that ties into the mailing service. We have very good access to mail service from the United States that we've negotiated from the U.S. government. The U.S. government actually pays for that service so that we can keep rates low. So this is another way that we can provide more services to our digital residents. And that is also a bit tied to the postal service. That is something that actually is being considered right now by a private party. We are also looking at improving the connectivity for our residents into different platforms. When you go on the Ethereum chain, when you go on the Binance chain, these are different chains that have different access rights. So we're also trying to improve their access to these sites. We're looking at things like tokenization of assets as another possible opportunity that Palau can do itself, and then allow that to our residents. And we also are trying to involve our residents in our activities. I believe you attended our FinTech forum. We also had esports. So providing that special service or access to our digital residents to be able to participate, and maybe even in the school system to teach a course on or do a seminar on crypto, blockchain, stable coin. These are opportunities that we can provide to our residents. So it takes some work. Many of these services we have to work with existing regulations both and law in Palau as well as outside of Palau, such as the Postal Service. So we are working very diligently on trying to make these happen. We did have a challenge working with the state governments on the physical mailing address. So we are pivoting to work with other partners, and there are some private citizens who would also like to get involved. So we're considering all options and trying to build a program as quickly as possible to make this more of a program. But we just attended an event in Japan, and we saw the numbers of digital resident applications jump. We are about to attend another event, and we see that those participation in those events has really resulted in a lot more interest of Palau. And that benefit of people learning about Palau through a program like this is something that we have been seeing is a positive benefit to us, and partly the reason why we are getting so many new applications. With the ancillary services, we hope to retain these digital residents, have them renew their membership because it is the program has value. So thank you for reading the report. You're the first one who's given me any feedback from it, and we are working very hard. $2.6 million is nothing to sneeze at. That's quite a bit of money, and that goes to general operations of the government. So we're very happy that we've been able to participate in this program for the president and push fintech initiatives for the benefit of our people. Thank you.
Just a follow-up on the digital nomad. So, do we track the number of the digital nomads coming into the island, especially those who have been issued a digital ID?
No, we do not track digital residents because they don't use it as a travel ID. So when they come, they may be a digital resident, but only when they avail of our immigration extension as a visitor do we know that they're using that card. And I, from what I know, we haven't seen very many of them doing that. Palau is an expensive destination for people to travel to. And I don't think for many of our residents, if we were, for instance, to offer Bitcoin merchant service or Bitcoin cash machines, I think more of them would consider coming here. We do get some, but it's not in record numbers. So if we did want to attract them more, we would have to think about adding those kind of services in the market to attract. These are people who are very involved in that space.
I mean, it's just like a Chinese tourist. We had to have WeChat Pay, Alipay,
Okay.
and then that allowed them to increase in numbers to Palau. So if you want to attract those people, نجرد المسوس
Yeah.
نجرد لو كان يجد البس التلتلا الحرارية يجسد إنه مرغم من الموضوع ده عبارة صدقة أستغفرني.
What we hear is in China, in Australia, and other advanced countries, nobody uses cash. When they have to come to Palau, they have to think about using cash, and that's an inconvenience that many people are not willing to make. So our payment system with the stable coin is something that could change that picture and allow more tourists to come to our country. So yeah, it's one of those initiatives that we're working on, and we're about to release the second pilot, and you should be part of that pilot and give us better advice. Thank you.
The last question kay Mr. President Telmora, Minister Jenkins. Mr. Jenkins, hindi na ang level all issue ra MOE ra nga mo. You know, I guess the basis for my question was say ngorak malungi la ngorak backlog tel budget dirigit. Ang akora ngung say gid at the back drop pe was say mang wangara sensera Ministry of Education nga mo ito si taking song sa sensei how is that challenge being addressed or is it still a challenge?
Addressing that is something that if you have any ideas, I'm open to all ideas. what we have is a multiple factors. Obviously, the number of the amount of money which they earn is not even close to being comparable to other areas, even in our near vicinity. For example, our teacher of the year has left to receive a higher salary. But
In Guam.
in Guam. Also, so we've got that factor. Some of the positive benefits we have, I think, and this is something we are working to try and get the word out, is that we have absolutely great kids. The students in Palau are world class in terms of their behavior and in terms of their abilities, and I think that they are beginning to really show that and shine in different areas. So that's an area which is a plus here. The minus is we have schools in very remote areas, and it's difficult to recruit teachers to go to those remote areas, regardless of the salary. So those are the major factors we have, as well as if we have the advantages of small class sizes for the most part, and a decent facilities which are improving. But in terms of attracting people to either return to Palau or to come to Palau for the first time, it's very difficult. In fact, we are about to receive our first two teachers coming to Palau from off island, specifically to come and teach. And it's been a difficult negotiation, and they are young, adventuresome types, so that's an adventure. I think having the Peace Corps here is going to be a major plus for us. Peace Corps will be able to supplement our teaching load for the teachers who are here and be able to help in, particularly, we're asking our teachers to encourage more use of technology in their daily lessons. And that takes time. It takes time. And so that's another area that we'll be able to use those Peace Corps volunteers to help, be able to give hands-on lessons in how to use the materials that we have, the tools we have in the classrooms right now. So while the present is not too bright for recruiting teachers, in fact, we have very, very few recruits and very few people responding to our answers. That's something which we share with the Ministry of Justice. But I think as we move forward, we have plans and hopes to be able to improve those conditions and improve those salaries that the teachers are earning. I mean, we're asking teachers to come all the way to Palau or come to Palau with advanced degrees and then earn much less than they could earn anywhere else in the world.
Thank you, Jenkins. Presidente, timlay kayo dia kora kari de Omal Saul.
Presidente dilungin ng krutrungot te al mal kambes mal gida de loreng asaur tel tokor omal.
Bon, okay.
Mal tokar adal sokal gora di mutel gora mo mentioner tir. The temporal true partnership ra community gidro gilmang. Tara kami terkilo ra adal mermur tak mong teragil activity rangalel tial lulu am lotma ke gora mal enjoy vice president am national seltu ta modorang sulen. First of all, medical team ngarinya chailing ra adra singkong Madarnel Warswick. Malorang asulir ilmo partner tir ma MHHS, Red Cross team, ma Ministry of Justice, Peace Wind, Tokunigoro State, ma PCC parking space front of the main hospital kagil baniagil medical team. Malorang asulir tigirogul nurse. Ilmeram ututara medal taklo global mo ay klok mo naman loreng asulir. At bora kita traffic and safety team at chief ngira mangyor ma lieutenant padangal. Tirgang at direct dim na sol raklabasay etna muray ke rogul station or tir ma trigal rangers emhan nongi lomiam lay. Ndim na ka imol mlal speedo e president tero girael. Trigal guk agyom tabin to sisil mla maral mo ngemet radero asam real lomes tel race ndim na kalwala stil mla simmer mleblo karael. Ngarinya adal follow tirgal remur tirgaram lay. Dire kal suatu orang asulira arat tokunia Koro State Rangers. Tirga dire kal tilo betul mobil tirar polis. Emne do orap kulara legar rogul sansaro rang amala al mamuns el all the way more eung eladit. Selguk team logistics kadaro nga sulel ngangge lo ngara arterogil tokoy apyor yakoshiba. Ngal ako tilmring laurere rigidrogul ndim naka aliwel edim na iksura rogul light taon le sel sengwa se aling nga for light offer ger aling wilgol ger mang. So da der laurere nga sulel la minister obiang ma team ringira arf. Le segi the last minute sel ko se sengay lo amol tap no tribal milgol gra yung ladi dum tingi la el portable light el mol magrdi mumlo mallom stero gil blue dire kal swada lorenga asulela athletics team Coror State of course Governor Ayosama Director Jennifer Olgaril el mal ne der ne key partners der gel ne make sure tegal adrir abnar selo bangedal mul mamrek tal race ndim la gadal matamal ma gidel arfan swada lorenga sula chief the way masami ma crew ringi tiga real maral heavy hindi katuko lang last minute na dumakarata dimkisel mo mula roedin man lewil water station plan lulungra ring atolok sa goma mendire kal tem lebli already ade kambes noni imorir other rogul muru raudior nani 10 water stations trigger rogul nani water stations nani cat team nani class of 1984 nara kiri ceiling garden sesel turning point ra 5k a PCC naring sel PCC team PVA MHS gidele PCC parking lot naring itab ngerdimau a Blue Bear naring usma a Marine Law naring Keith Manansi gidele ko naring Miriam rungulbay gadawren sulan gadele gale mama ngargid ngataram le make sure tel enulam le clean ready girel tial tora race gidele Bank of Hawaii naring Clay Simang mesel guk sari mesel tim rabang of kwa mamla ramadala a PNCC direkal yegi de president tawaram le swadal highlight trigal adal le volunteer ete direkal batok mlaringa adra hudi pingal tilo mar adra STA mar adra Fiji ma direkal mlaringa adra Bangladesh moral it was truly a community effort moral lawring asulir adra gul netobd last gadawring asula a vice president telmem mabungeda sel tutaw بديت مهم من إيرلين دي قوتي المكالمة hopefully next year نسمي المور تلو بنجي موسو بس a weightlifting team من دري قلترا مهم ل كلو والسويل مرجيد وهذا مهم لورين سولي روغوي سولا president
سولا بس البريس كونفرنس مال ولا نو هذيك التام من مال بتوع hopefully mlo sevel Michael Rogul and we answered all your questions. The Michael Becker program read sel bolen de da ukmrenga solir tikel pa tira mashora adra blur belara bekel sil public servants. El Oktober sel tir el nswadalo happy birthday. El mora Valentin Sikia gangara high school. Trigal Maurin tablagal trigal ngara high school. Ma Kayla Obagarairur gangara special ed. So 3 in the Ministry of Education and Minister. Direkal ngaria Asmand Targo gangara airport. Madrigal Taiman Thomas gangara magatia terunara Minister Obia. Kok Chin ngara Officer of Public Auditor. Ma Joylin Tamil ngara National Weather Service. Happy birthday el morgamiu Dios lo makaltangat ramiu lo makaltangat tial balwadar belaw lo makaltangat lo mol lo makaltangat rogul adar belaw amal msulang